YouTube. What's up, guys? Your boy Addiction here, back again with another video. And today is a very, very special day. And you guys know what that means. I finally went and seen Halloween 2018, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Andi Matichak, Judy Greer, James Jude Courtney, and directed by David Gordon Green, co-written by David Gordon Green and Danny McBride. Yeah, we here, y'all. Oh man, we here, dude. I was so excited tonight. I even picked up a little something to celebrate. Some Jack Daniels. You know what I'm saying? Some Jack Daniels. And John Carpenter. The score. We'll get into that. Don't let me jump ahead of myself. You know what I mean? So let's start this video off with a shot of Jack and get right into it. Right here on Addiction TV. Halloween month. Yes, some good old Jack Daniels. So Halloween 2018, as you know, is a direct sequel to John Carpenter's 1978 Halloween film. So it erases, you know, every sequel in the franchise. Thank goodness. Some people won't take kindly to that, but there was a lot of sequels that just needed the And this movie, like any other film, definitely has its good and its bad. No film is perfect. You know, you get all those people that say, dude, I would make the perfect Halloween film. No, you wouldn't. Sorry to break it to you, bro, but no, you wouldn't. Because no matter what, everybody has their own thing they want to see in a Halloween film. So if you're one of those people that think you would make the perfect Halloween film, I'm sorry to break it to you, bro, but no, you wouldn't. Just being honest. Not even I would, you know what I mean, in my opinion, and you got your own opinion, sure. But anyways, we don't need to get into all that. We're going to go ahead and get into the review. So it opens up, as y'all seen in the trailer, it opens up with like this British news crew, and they want to speak with Michael Myers. And everybody knows Michael don't talk to anybody. You know what I mean? He don't talk to nobody. So the film opens up with these people that want to interview Michael, and they go out and they talk to him, as you've seen in the trailer, trying to get a response. And they don't get one, so the guy shows Michael the mask. And all the inmates, the security dogs, all start going haywire. They all start freaking out because this dude just unleashed the monster once again by showing him that mask. You know what I mean? So they're all freaking out, and then boom, title, Halloween. And I love the opening. The credits, just like the original, font and all. The credits had this, the opening credits had the same font as the original Halloween, same orange color on the text, you know what I mean? And you know, the pumpkin on the side. Oh man, I got so pumped as soon as it started. As soon as the title dropped, I'm like, woo! You know what I'm saying? I was excited as hell, man. And so we move on, and oh, don't let me forget Michael's new doctor. I can't even pronounce that motherfucker's name. I'm going to start off by saying I didn't like that son of a bitch at all. The actor was good. Nothing to do with the actor. It was the characters. Or it was the character. So let's go ahead and get into the characters. We'll start off by saying Michael's new doctor is one character I didn't really care for. He was a funny son of a bitch, though, that's for damn sure. He was hilarious. What the hell is that noise? Oh, shit. Whatever. That don't sound right. But anyways, dude, I'm scared. You know, black people always die first, damn it. It's all good, though. But anyways, the doctor was just... We'll get more into him, but I'm going to start off by saying he is my least favorite character. At the beginning, he was fine, but then it gets into this guy's crazier than Loomis. You know what I mean? So, you know, the doctor walks the reporters out there to talk to Michael. Michael don't want to talk. They show him the mask. Boom, Halloween title drops. You know what I mean? So then it picks up and it goes on to the interviewers are going to Laurie Strode's house, and they're offering her, you know, $3,000 to talk. She only talks to him for about 5 minutes, and she's like, "Where's my money?" You know what I mean? And character-wise, Laurie Strode was awesome, dude. Jamie Lee Curtis, I love you. You ever see this video, Jamie? I love you. You know what I'm saying? Jamie Lee Curtis, dude. Laurie Strode is now the new Lara Croft. You know what I'm saying? She is a badass, bro. One of my favorite characters in the movie. Obviously, Laurie and Michael are going to be some of the best characters. You know what I mean? And, you know, Michael's being transferred to a new facility, and they never say what happened to make the bus crash, which is fine, you know. They never say what made the bus crash, but I would have liked to see what happened to make that bus crash, but we don't get to see it, so... But it's okay. And before I get too deep into this, let me say there is a voiceover of Loomis, Dr. Loomis. There's a voiceover that the reporters are listening to, and no offense to whoever did the voiceover, but it did not sound like Loomis. I'm sorry, Donald Pleasance. It didn't sound like Loomis. You know, they should have got somebody else to do the voice. They should have got Jay from We Watched a Movie. You know what I mean? He would have done a way better job. Michael! You know what I mean? Like, he would have killed it, dude. Check them out, by the way. But, anyways, you know, Laurie's warning everybody, you know, I might be crazy, but I know Michael is gonna break out eventually. And, you know, Laurie is, I'm going to take another shot celebrating, because overall I did like this movie, but we'll get to that. And it's kind of sad, like, Allison, Andi Matichak's character, really wants to, you know, be involved with her grandmother, have her grandmother in her life, you know what I mean? But Judy Greer's character, Allison's mother, doesn't want her speaking with Laurie, which is rude. I understand, because Laurie's a nutcase now, but still, the little girl wants to see her grandma, you know what I mean? And she even tells her, she tells Laurie, say goodbye to Michael and get over it, you know. But she loves her grandma, you know. But anyways, back to the bus crash. So the bus crashes. They don't say how. And as you've seen in the trailer, the little boy and his father come across the crash bus. Then all the inmates walking around and fucking... There was so much going on in the theater. It's hard for me to say. I don't remember if they showed the dad's death or not. I don't really remember what happened to him. I did have to get up at some point and go to the bathroom, but I did not see the boy's father die. But it showed, so the little boy takes his father's rifle, and He's searching around looking for his dad. He calls 911 to report there's been an accident, and he walks on the bus. And when he walks on the bus, Michael's doctor, which was also on the bus, he said something, and the little boy fucking shot him. And I'm like, damn. Alrighty then. So, Michael's doctor got shot, and the little boy's like, oh, fuck. I'd say the little boy about 12, 13, maybe possibly 14, but he shoots the doctor, he freaks out, gets back in the car, and he gets in the car. Michael's in the back seat and snaps the kid's neck. We never see Michael fuck with kids, but Michael needed that car. You know what I'm saying? So, film goes on. Lori's still over there acting like a lunatic. You know, the Strode family's like, Mom, you need help, blah, 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 this and that. And it cuts to the reporters at the Haddonfield Cemetery, where they're over there doing a little recording by Judith Meyer's grave. You know. And the woman that worked at the cemetery, you know, she looks over to her right, and clearly we see Michael in his patient outfit, you know, standing behind a tree watching them. And then it cuts to another scene. We see that. But then the reporters go to this, gas station. They're getting gas, and the woman reporter has to use the bathroom, you know. And you can barely see. Some people might not have noticed, but I was like, I'm glad I caught that. She goes in to ask for where the bathroom's at, and out the window you can see Michael beating the shit out of the gas station attendant. And obviously he steals his overalls, and she goes in. She's looking at all the different stalls. First stall she opens, she's like, ugh. Opens the second stall, she's like, ugh. And I gotta say, there was a lot of humor in this movie, and I like that it can poke fun at itself. Like Danny McBride, of course, you put him and David Gordon Green in there, and there's gonna be some comedy. But you know, she goes in there, she uses the bathroom. Sorry about that, y'all. My camera died on me, but I'm right back again, backup battery, you know what I'm saying? And so anyways, Michael's over there by the stall, trying to mess with the girl, get her out, da 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 da, and you seen in the trailer, sticks his hand over and drops the teeth. And she's looking like, what is that? And then she starts freaking out. She starts hollering, screaming for help. And then the male reporter, I can't even remember their names, but the male reporter walks in, sees Michael, and he's like, Michael. Then he tries to hit him with this pipe, and Michael just fucks him up. Fucks him all up. Kills him. Beats the shit out of him at the most. The dude didn't look dead, but Michael beat the fuck out of him. Then he gets in the stall, drags the girl, grabs her up by the neck, chokes her, you hear her neck snap. Then he walks out to the trunk of their car where they keep their evidence and la da da da, and he finds his mask, and then it became the Halloween I was ready for, you know what I mean? And dude, James Jude Courtney, I'm pretty sure that's his name, definitely should change his name to Michael Myers. Like, dude, he was one of the best portrayals in my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but I loved it. I liked how they definitely gave him the scar on his neck, where in the original Halloween, where Laurie stabbed him with the sewing needle, and where she stabbed him in the eye with the hanger. Basically, he's just got, you know, a dead eye. And so on and so forth. You know, it goes on to, we're going to try and make this short, but it goes on to a lot of stuff you've seen in the trailers. Like, since I've seen the movie, if you haven't seen it yet, I advise you, do not watch. I made the mistake by doing it. Do not watch the international trailer. Don't watch the TV spots. You know what I mean? Just don't. But anyways, this is a spoiler review, so I'll go ahead and say it. There's not too many deaths in the actual movie that we didn't see in the trailers, sadly. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's get into Hawkins. Hawkins hears about the incident. He goes and checks out the gas station. He goes, checks out the bus, and when he gets to the bus, the doctor that was shot by the kid is still alive. And they get him in the hospital and this and that, and, you know. I can't remember the actress's name or the character just because I wasn't really focused on her. You know, I was focused on the Lori and Michael story. But she wore the white shirt with the yellow sleeves. By the way, there's this little black kid she's babysitting, and this kid, if you have a comic relief, that's it. This dude, this kid was hilarious, and you could definitely tell there's some Danny McBride writing in there, dude. Like, this kid was funny as hell. But anyways, long story short, you already know, you've seen in the trailer. Well, let's get into Andi Matichak, Allison Strode's boyfriend, real quick. He's a good guy. At first, you think he's a good guy. He meets with her family. They have dinner. Lori shows up. La da 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 da. This and that. They're going out with Bonnie and Clyde for Halloween. They tell Allison's parents that. And one part I thought was really funny. They show up at a Halloween dance at their high school. She's dressed as Clyde and he's dressed as Bonnie. And it was awesome. But anyways, he seemed like a really good character. Like, at first, he seemed like a really good guy, and then she goes out, makes a phone call or whatever, and she comes back and sees him kissing another dude. Or another dude, no homo. She sees him kissing another girl. And that just automatically makes you like, fuck him. You know what I mean? You've seen the pain she was going through. Andi Matichak did a great job in this movie. I really think she did. But anyways, what really chaps my ass, because he's one of the biggest douchebags in the movie. I mean, there really ain't no other douchebags in this movie. And he does not die, for one. We actually don't see him in the film anymore after Allison confronts him. I wanted to see him die. But anyways, moving on. She leaves the dance. You know, she's walking with her boyfriend's friend, which is really drunk. And he's really horny. And, let's not get into that yet. I'm going to make this real short because everybody's seen it in the trailer. But before that, you know, we see Michael going house to house. Because, you know, he done got his mask back. Now he's in Haddonfield. And shout out to Halloween 2. You know, we see him. The kids bump into him. He walks into the garage, grabs the hammer, goes in, kills the woman with the curlers on her hair in her robe. Off screen, he killed her. And then you see him walk over to where she's cutting the ham, pick up the knife. Shout out to Mrs. Elrod in Halloween 2. And he walks through her house and you hear a baby crying. And I heard so many people in the theater go, "Oh, no, oh." But if you're a Halloween fan, Michael ain't gonna fuck with babies. You know what I mean? He like walked over to the crib, looked at the baby for a second, and then walked out the front door. People thought he was gonna kill the baby, but he didn't. And then he keeps walking, walks to the next house, grabs the woman you've seen in the trailer. She's looking out the window. He comes up behind her, grabs her by her hair, slams her down, and then stabs her through the neck with the knife. And but anyways, back to Allison and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's best friend, who was really drunk and really, really horny. And he tries to kiss her. She gets mad and upset and la-da-da-da, but whatever. And they're in this dude's backyard where security lights turn on. And she hops the fence and he's left there drunk on the ground, la-da-da-da. He's like, "I'm sorry." I'm just so drunk, and there were so many girls at the dance dancing on me, and I'm just really, I'm just really horny. And you know, Michael is watching in the back. So, and you got to think the security lights in the backyard just keep flashing and flashing and flashing. So finally, the dude's like, her boyfriend's best friend is looking over, and he sees Michael standing there, and Michael's, you know, just standing there, and the guy is like, another shout out to Halloween 2. He's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Elrod, I'm not trespassing. I was with a really hot girl trying to take a shortcut back home, you know, and Michael fucked him up. And I'm not going to spoil that, because that's probably one of my favorite deaths in the movie. It spoils it that I told you that he died, but I'm not going to tell you how. So, but now we're going to get into where the doctor just, God, man, he annoyed the fuck out of me. So the doctor is so obsessed with Michael Myers, and he just wants him to speak. That's his main goal. He wants to know anything that Michael Myers has to say. But, and also he doesn't want Michael shot. He doesn't want Michael killed. And Hawkins, okay, so Michael kills Allison's boyfriend's friend, and Allison comes back when she hears him screaming for help. And she, you know, she's like, she didn't really say much. She just saw his dead body, and she's like, and then Michael steps around the corner, and she starts freaking out. Oh my God, help me, help me. And Hawkins, which was another character that was okay. He wasn't the best, but I did like him. But Hawkins pulls up, picks her up, gets her in the car, and he also has the doctor with him. And, you know, the doctor's like, don't shoot him. We can't kill him. He's the state's property, you know. And so they pick up Allison, the doctor, the cop. They're riding together. And, you know, the doctor and the cop tell Allison, if you see Michael, tell us, and la da da da. And they're driving, and she spots Michael walking. And Allison is like, there he is, and la da da da. And Hawkins just turns and hits Michael. By the way, Hawkins, he wasn't there, but supposedly he, you know, he was there. We obviously don't get to see it. But Hawkins was there when they apprehended Michael in 1978. And, anyways, they're driving. Allison sees Michael, and Hawkins turns. He says, hold on, you know, and he turns, and he hits Michael with his car. And the doctor gets out and he runs toward Michael. He's like, no, don't kill him. There's so much to learn about this patient. I want to know everything, and la da da da. And, you know, Hawkins is like, man, fuck that. I'm going to blow this son of a bitch's brains out. And, the fucking doctor stabs Hawkins in the neck, and Hawkins dies, and Michael's knocked out from getting hit by a car, and the doctor pulls Michael and puts him in the back seat of the cop car with Allison, and he puts his mask on and everything. The doctor put Michael's mask on and everything. He was just a little too obsessed. He was not trying to stop Michael like Dr. Loomis was. He wanted to learn. He wanted to know what drives Michael to kill. So after he kills Hawkins, he's, you know, he looks at Michael and he's like, so that's what it feels like. You know, he wants to know where Michael gets off on killing people. But anyways, that doctor, oh my God. I hated that son of a bitch. I wanted to see him die, but anyways, Michael, well, the doctor puts Michael in the back with Allison. They move on. Driving. And finally, Allison and the doctor pull up. They're heading toward Lori's house. And the doctor tells you himself. Sorry about that, guys. My camera, I guess, obviously, it's a new camera, so I'm getting used to it. It only records, it's at a setting to where it only records 12 minutes at a time. But anyways, we'll fix it. I'll get to it. But anyways, Allison tells the doctor, you know, Michael spoke to me. And, you know, the doctor's all like, what? Wait, what'd he say? And she's like, you know, I'll tell you on one condition. Let me out and I'll tell you. So the doctor pulls the car over. And right as she goes to say something, Michael wakes up in the back seat with her. And she just says, oh, fuck. And Michael drags that doctor out and stomps his fucking face in. And Allison manages to get out and run. And I was glad the doctor died. I did not like him. The actor was fine. But the character sucked. You know, but so Allison's running through the woods trying to get to her grandma's house, and you know, there's so much going on right now in this movie. There's so much I need to explain, but I'm not going to explain it all, or this is going to be a long video. But anyways, long story short, I'm not even going to give the rest away. I'm just going to say, okay, Allison makes it to her grandma's. Michael gets to Laurie's house. You know, there's a whole bunch of shit going on, but let me take the shot. But Allison makes it home. Michael's over there. He done killed Ray. Allison's dad, stepdad, one of the two. I can't remember which one she really was, but you know, Allison makes it back. Michael's already there before Allison. He kills Ray. You know, Laurie's going hard. La da da da. Mannequins everywhere. I'm sorry, I don't mean to rush. And like I tell you guys, my channel is not scripted. I just talk. That's the way I prefer to do it. You know, some people plan ahead, but I literally just got out of the movie. Did not have time to plan this out. I had time to turn on the camera, talk to you guys. I wasn't wasting no time, dude. Because if you're a big Halloween fan like me, dude, we have to talk about it. No matter if there's technical difficulties or not, we have to talk about it. You know what I mean? And I have to get it off my chest. So, okay, you know, Judy Greer's character, she's there, she's got a gun, Laurie's got a gun, Alice has Michael's knife, they shoot Michael, long story short, Laurie tells Michael, you know, happy Halloween, Michael, and she turns on all this gas, and they trapped him in the basement, and they drop a fucking flare down there, and basically Michael burned up, which is one of the things I didn't like. It's like, how many times are we going to do this? And there was a point where Laurie Strode, you seen in the trailer, where he grabs her through the windows and he's slamming her on the windows. Well, while he's doing that, she shoots him in his hand and his fingers fly off. I didn't really care for that, because it's like, okay, well, in the next sequel, what do we got? A fucked up Michael Myers with 3 fingers? You know what I mean? Which is fine, but whatever. But I'm trying to be really fast about this, you know what I'm saying? But, no, they leave Michael down in the basement where the fire's going on. Basically, Laurie's burning her house down, la da da da. They get in a car and leave with this guy who was just randomly driving down Laurie's road, and they stop him asking for help, and then Allison's still holding Michael's knife, and it cuts to Michael's knife. Then it just goes off. Cuts to the credits. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it ended. And before I stop talking, because we still got a lot to talk about, and I'm going to take a shot, we're going to talk about it. The likes and dislikes of Halloween 2018, which will be very quick and very easy, because I remember everything that I disliked about it, and I remember everything that I loved about it. While I'm looking for a cigarette. Where the fuck are my cigarettes? Right here. And let me say, I'll do my dislikes first. Okay? I'll do my dislikes. And there's more likes than dislikes, to be honest with you. One thing I disliked was, like as I said before, that fucking doctor. Fuck that doctor. He was, in my opinion, the worst part of the fucking movie. Fuck that doctor. Dude, that doctor really pissed me off. He got on my nerves. He got under my skin. I'm like, fuck this guy. You know what I'm saying? And he was a fucking dick, bro. Another thing I disliked was Allison's boyfriend. You know, he seemed like a good guy at first, and then he gets drunk, cheats on her, and this and that, you know what I'm saying? I can't talk because I'm drunk, but he's a cheater. You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck that dude. You know what I mean? Like, and then the fact that they didn't show him die, I didn't really like that. I wanted to see him die. And Michael didn't even go after him, but it's all good. He probably went home with the chick from the dance and fucked her while, you know, his actual girlfriend's over here getting chased by a psychopathic serial killer. You know what I mean? But, what else wasn't it? What else was there that I didn't like? I didn't like, the fact that Michael had his fingers shot off. I'm sorry to the people that did like that, but it's just my opinion. I didn't like that. My girlfriend liked it. Katie Coon, shout out to Katie Coon. She liked the movie just like me. I love Katie. But that's one thing we disagree on. She liked that Michael had his fingers shot off. I didn't like that. I'm like, man, fuck that. Now the motherfucker's going to look like Three Finger from Wrong Turn walking around in the next sequel. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck that. But anyways, another dislike was, I don't even remember the character's name, but not the female, but the male reporter from the beginning. I didn't want him to die. Ever since I even seen the trailer and heard about his character, for some reason I just didn't want him to die. I don't know why, but there was something about him I liked, and I didn't want him to die. And any more dislikes? There's really not too many dislikes I have with this movie. Like I said, I have more likes than dislikes. But there might not be anything else I disliked about it, man. Besides the doctor, the boyfriend. I didn't like that it wasn't longer than it was. I really wish it was a lot longer. Like, it was like an hour and 43 minutes. I could have done another half an hour. You know, 2 hours and 15 minutes, or just 2 hours, you know. But, we'll get to my last dislike. And my last dislike was the ending. The ending for me, unlike H2O, was not a closing to the series. But like Danny McBride and David Gordon Green themselves said, they were planning a sequel, but they want to stop and see how it goes. But I didn't like the ending. Like, the ending has them throw the flare down there and they're burning the house down, but it never once shows Michael burning. Michael's not dead, we know that, but the actual ending itself, it shows Lori, Karen, and Allison riding in the back of this car crying and relieved because they think they just killed Michael Myers, and then the camera pans down to Michael's knife still in Andi Matichak's hand, and they're sobbing, and the movie just goes off. Roll credits and dun 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 dun, and I'm like, that's how you're gonna end it? And apparently, you know, the studio or the press screening or something didn't like the ending, so they did reshoots and la la la. I didn't like this ending either. How was the last ending? I'm more interested in that. But let's get into my likes real quick. The directing was awesome. David Gordon Green, you ever see this? I'm proud of you, man. It was awesome. The angles, the lighting. You know, I wish there would have been more blue lighting and less orange, but the orange worked. David Gordon Green pulled it off, man. The angles of Michael stalking his victims, him watching from the trees or around the corner, wherever he was at, you know, more of my likes. There's so many likes. There's more likes. You know, I like how they showed Michael's face. And I didn't want them to ever show Michael's face. You should never show Michael Myers' face. Fuck you, Rob Zombie. Suck a dick. Love you. But they show Michael's face, but you still can't see it, if you know what I'm saying. Because the camera's blurred, or the angle they got is just of his dead eye, or the side, and all you can really see is the shape of his face and maybe a little bit of his nose. You never see what he full on looks like in the face. And I love that, dude. It's awesome. And the mask was great. I love the whole get-up of Michael Myers. Laurie Strode I loved. I love the whole Strode family, even though some of them are pricks and just think Laurie's crazy. What else? The score. Oh, man. John Carpenter killed the score. I loved it, man. I'm like, ooh. It was awesome. John Carpenter and his son and whoever else helped with the score nailed it. Danny McBride, overall it was a great story. There were just some characters in there. I'm like, fuck you. Like the doctor. Least favorite. The doctor and the boyfriend of Allison. Least favorite characters. But other than that, you know, dude, I loved Halloween 2018. I mean, I definitely have dislikes and likes. I'm going to go see it again. I was going to say tomorrow, but this weekend, I'm sure, because I have a couple of friends that want to see it, and they couldn't make it with me tonight. I told them, I'm like, dude, Halloween is my favorite franchise, not just horror franchise, but favorite franchise of all time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go see it again. I'll do a second review. This was the spoiler review. I just told you too much. I was going to do a spoiler review but nah, I was going to do a spoiler and a non-spoiler review of Halloween 2018, but there's so much I want to talk about, man. I don't think I can talk about it without spoilers at this point. I mean, I can, but I'm just still amped and hyped about it, man. So, you know what I'm saying? We got into a lot of details. This pretty much was this is a spoiler review. I talked about big points in the movie. But, you know, for the next video, I'll try to hold some shit back, but I still got a lot to talk about with this film. Like, one thing I didn't like was how Michael and Laurie were reunited. I didn't like that. The doctor took him there and la-da-da-da, this and that. Michael's so random, he might not have even been after Laurie. You know, he's in Haddonfield killing random people. It's what he's doing. But because of the doctor, they were reunited, and I feel like they could have been reunited another way. You know what I mean? But let me know in the comments what you liked about it and what you disliked about it. I hope everybody enjoyed Halloween 2018. I know I did. I would have changed a couple things, but I liked it overall. And I feel like it's one of the best sequels we've got. Go down, like, and subscribe right here on Addiction TV Halloween Month.